Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. I'm Catalina Francesca and this is Kaleidoscope Cat. I am doing a pick a card reading today for the topic of what can I do to bring more love into my life. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. So what can you do to bring more love into your life? That is what we are asking the cards today. So without further ado, let's jump right into the card selection. So before we get into choosing which cards you would like, I would like you to take a deep breath in and let it out. And take another deep breath in and let it out. Feel your body. Feel yourself being in your body. And what I do for pick-a-card readings is I will hover my hand sort of over the screen, over where the cards are on the screen. So, or if the palm of my hand is too big, I will do sort of like this and sort of like hover over whichever until I find the one that feels like magnetic or buzzy or warm, or like if everything else is cold, the one that feels warm. If everything else is warm, the one that feels cold. Whatever of those options. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. And pile 1 is, so they all have rose quartz, but pile 1 also has smoky quartz. Pile 2 is rose quartz with rose quartz. Pile 3 is clear quartz with rose quartz. Pile 4 is amethyst and rose quartz. And pile 5 is honey calcite and rose quartz. Please feel free to pause the video if you need more time to make your selection, but I'm just going to get right into the cards. So here we go. Okay, hello to all of my lovely, wonderful people who picked pile number 1 with smoky quartz and rose quartz. So smoky quartz is I'm just going to set these off to the side. Smoky quartz is a wonderful, actually no, I'm going to leave them here. Smoky quartz is a wonderful, wonderful grounding stone. There we go. So perhaps you need to be a little bit more grounded and a little bit more in your body. Perhaps that's what this is telling you. Maybe, if that right. So take what resonates with you, and if anything doesn't resonate with you, just ignore it. Yeah, so just take what resonates with you and ignore everything else, please. So we have the 8 of Cups from the Shadowscapes deck, which is what we're starting with. The 2 of Wands. The Page of Wands. And the Chariot. So what I'm seeing is that to bring more love into your life, to feel more love in your life, what you need to do is really like take stock of where you're at. You need to use your imagination. You need to really try to sort of get into other people's heads and imagine what it is that they love about you. And also really appreciate what it is that you love about other people. I'm feeling like there's something that you need to leave behind with this Eight of Cups. And what I'm feeling is that it is an internal, I don't want to say bias, but kind of an internal bias against yourself. So that's what you need to leave behind. You need to leave behind that like, oh, nobody can love me, like I'm not lovable. You need to leave that behind. And with the Chariot is a card of strong will, so perhaps and she really is, in this Chariot card, she really is just guiding the Chariot through strength of will alone, not with force, not with anything else, just with her will. So what I think that you might need to do is you might need to work on some manifestation for bringing love into your life, but also really, like I said, get into other people, try to do imagination exercises where you get into other people's heads and try to imagine what it is that they love about you. So that is what I'm getting from this. Let's keep moving. We have the Star, the Three of Coins, we have the Emperor, and we have the Eight of Coins. So let's see. So with the Star, there is healing that needs to occur. So really, like I said, leave behind that it's not exactly self-hatred, but it's definitely an internal sort of feeling like I'm getting this like feeling of sort of compression around the heart in a like do you know that scene from the original Star Wars movie, episode 4, A New Hope, where they're in the trash compactor? That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting like around my heart right now. That is what you need to leave behind. That is what you need to heal from. That is what the Star is telling us. So if you don't know that scene, you can search YouTube. I'm sure that you just search Star Wars trash compactor. But sort of that sort of feeling of compression, but in a like sort of bad way, if that makes sense. Let's see. So then with the Three of Coins, you need to work with other people. You need to really, like I said, you need to like get into other people's heads and see what they could love about you. I feel like you really, really are outside of your body a lot of the time. And this is a problem that I have had. This is a problem that I had for years. Wow, this is like affecting me. Yeah, so you really need to get into other people's heads and imagine what it is that they love about you, and just work with other people. Really, with this Three of Coins, this is about working with other people. The Emperor and the Eight of Coins here too. These are both, see how they both whoops, they both have this cube going on. Although in this one it's it's one of those sort of illusion thing or mind trickery things where the anyways, I think you can see what I mean. But they both have cubes, so what you need is some sort of structure. What you need is some sort of structure that will help you to appreciate what it is that other people love about you, and what it is that is lovable about you. You are lovable and you are loved. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to, so this was the Fountain Tarot, and I have some cards from the Anna K Tarot as well. So we have the Eight of Rods, or the Eight of Wands. The Four of Swords. The High Priest, or the Hierophant, and the Page of Swords. Let's see. So with the Eight of Rods, with this particular one, there's a message. There's a message for you. It may be in this video, it may be something else, but pay attention to messages that tell you that you are loved, that you are pay attention to those messages that tell you that you're loved. Okay? Sorry, I don't want to sound bossy, but please pay attention to those messages that tell you that you are loved, because you are loved. With the Four of Swords, it's showing that you need to take a little bit of time to rest, especially when you're doing healing work, especially when you're doing sort of heart healing work where you are working on leaving behind sort of old thought patterns and old held ideas. You really need to work on that stuff, but you also need to take time to rest and to let yourself just sort of loosen up a little bit within your body. Sorry, with this smoky quartz, there's a lot of, you really need to, you're outside your body and you need to be back in your body. And if that's not you, then that's okay. But I'm definitely feeling like at least some of the people who see this video will not be fully in their bodies, and you need to be in your body. Life works better. As someone who spent a lot of time out of my body, and or not out of my body, but like not fully in my body, for certain reasons, as someone who did that, I have the personal experience to say that life really does actually work better when you are fully in your body. So with the high priest, I'm seeing that maybe this structure that you're needing maybe has something to do with religion. If you are a religious person, if you were raised in a religious household, maybe think about going back to that. If it was something that was harmful for you, then don't. But maybe see if you can find a religious or spiritual group to support you in your healing journey. Yeah. And then with this Page of Swords is like so fierce. Like so young, but so fierce. So I'm feeling like maybe this is your inner child, and wow. This Page of Swords needs to lie down and take a rest. It is okay. It is okay. You are loved. You are loved. Wow. Wow. Okay, so then we have, with the Soul's Journey lesson cards, we have some lessons that you need to learn. So we have Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. And Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So maybe there's someone in your life that you have lost recently. Maybe there is someone who you have, maybe there's something that you've lost. Maybe it's a job, a home, a friend. Maybe it's not to actual death, but maybe it's to just the ending of something. Maybe it is to actual death. But it's important to remember that death is just the beginning of what comes next, and what comes next is beautiful. So then we also have cards for what changes do you need to embrace. So we have the Arousing, which is unpredictability, dramatic power shifts, and Gathering Together, which is combining forces and the sum is greater than the parts. So I think that also really speaks to this idea of finding a group, finding a spiritual or religious, or both. I mean, religion is spiritual, obviously, but finding a spiritual or religious group that will support you in your healing journey. And I feel like there's something that has happened or that will soon happen that will change or really has changed something in your life dramatically, and you need to wake up and see that what is happening right now is not working, and yeah, and you need to just, when you lose something, it really is an opportunity to reflect and to think about, like, what was it that was good about that thing? What was it that I loved about that? So overall, just let go, heal your heart, let go let go of the crushing feeling around your heart. Perhaps try manifesting something. Maybe if you don't have an idea about where to look, set an intention for finding a group that will be a support to you and that will give you that structure that you need. Use your imagination and get into other people's heads. With this gathering together card, that really to me confirms that you do need to find, you're perhaps not alone, but lonely, and you do need to find a group to support that, to support your heart and your healing, and your journey. And this Page of Swords that is working so hard at protecting your heart needs to take a break. Just rest. Give that Page of Swords a break. I have a couple more things. What I'm going to do is I have these little archetype cards that I made up. So I'm going to ask, what archetypes do you need to work with? The reason I didn't do this before is because I really have had a feeling that there would be some repeats. I'm going to set that half aside. Okay, so let's see. You need to work. That really flew out there. You need to work with the archetype of the champion. Let's see. Are there any other archetypes that this group needs to work with? And the messenger. I have a feeling that there's one more. Oh, I guess there's two more. Okay, so we also have the consumer. And the examiner. So these are some archetypes that you can work with, perhaps do some journaling, really sort of dive into. You see how this Eight of Cups, she is diving deeper. She is not going back up to the surface. She is leaving the surface behind. She is going deep within. That is what you need to do. You need to leave behind that, the perhaps dislike of yourself. You need to leave behind self-judgment, and you need to go deep within and find out what it is that that people love about you, that you are lovable and you are loved. And I'm gonna see if there are, thank you, if there are any other messages, if there are any other extra sort of supports that you need. Any last messages? And this is the Crystal Visions Tarot, which I just actually did an unboxing video of. There we go. So we have got the Empress and the Two of Wands. So see, the Two of Wands, again, you need to really take stock of where you're at. You really need to and find a mother figure. Find a mother figure who can support you in this healing journey. If that's not your mother, that is totally fine. But you do, I really am feeling that you do need a mother figure in your life as you go on this healing journey. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, my wonderful smoky quartz group. Please leave me a comment below telling me what resonated and what didn't. Yeah, just I really got some strong feelings coming through with this one, so please let me know how it made you feel, what you think. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Give it a like if you like. If you want more videos like this, then subscribe, because I will hopefully be posting more of this sort of video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a peaceful and centered rest of your day. Okay, hello to all of my wonderful, lovely, beautiful people who picked group 2, which is the rose quartz and rose quartz. Let's get, group 1 was pretty intense, so I had to take a quick break, but let's get right into it. Let's get into what you're here for. Let's get right into your cards. Okay, so we have Temperance, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so with Temperance, what we need to do is find the right balance in our lives. So Seven of Swords is a card that it's a card of like trickery and deception and perhaps theft, but one of my favorite interpretations of this card is actually that it's about taking the resources that you need. Let's see. So you need to find a new way of thinking about how to balance your life well, how to just you need to find the right balance. I'm feeling like, so rose quartz is a stone that really, there's a lot of self-love associations. So what I'm feeling is perhaps you need to find the right balance between loving others and loving yourself. Perhaps you need to take a new perspective on self-love, and you know, it's not selfish. It's not selfish to love yourself. It's not selfish to want to be treated well. It's not selfish to take the resources that you need. If you need resources, and they're available to you, take them. If you really like, find the place within yourself where your love for others flows forth, and you don't need to take love away from anyone else, but what you can do is you can add love for yourself. Okay, let's move on to the cards from the Fountain Tarot. So we have the Three of Wands, the Tower, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Coins. So what I'm seeing with this is with the Three of Wands, there's a struggle going on where you perhaps feel like you're fighting against impossible forces, even if it's just within yourself, within your own psyche, perhaps. You don't need to do that. Let that go. So the Tower is about endings, specifically sudden endings. And so this Tower is sort of crashing and burning. And with these two cards right next to each other, this fighting is what I feel is causing this to crash and burn. So you need more of this Knight of Cups energy. You need more of this sort of emotional intelligence energy, where you go within and find out about your emotions and sort of know who you are at your core, who and what you love, why you love them. Seeing like parties, like groups of friends having a good time together. The Six of Coins is about giving and receiving help. So with this Seven of Swords, I'm feeling like there is help that you are not taking. There are social resources, especially with this sort of Six of Coins and the Three of Cups. There are social resources that you are not accessing, that you could access, that would be really helpful for you. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move on to the cards from the Anna K Tarot. So we have the Page of Rods. I was like pretty excited. We have the Two of Cups, which is such a beautiful card. We have the Nine of Cups. Again, parties, see, like people gathering together. And then we have the Two of Swords. So there's a lot of cups and a lot of swords in this. So there's three swords and 4 cups. 4 cups cards. So with this, what I'm seeing is, with this Page of Rods, you need to sort of take a look around, look over the wall and into the beautiful garden. Like see what's around you and take advantage of it. With the Two of Cups, there's a new relationship coming. It could be romantic, it could be a partnership of some other kind, it could be like your best friend, new best friend. With the Nine of Cups, again, there's that people, like community gathered together in support and in celebration. And with this Two of Swords, there's a choice that you have to make, but I feel like with this particular Two of Swords, there's a choice that you have to make, but you're sort of ignoring that choice. There's the Two Swords over here, but this person is like looking away. This person is looking towards the future and is having some sort of like anxious thoughts about it. You don't need to do that. Just make the choice. Just make the choice. And I know that it's not as easy as that. And there will be perhaps consequences that you were not maybe expecting, or maybe that you were expecting, that you know, were not, that are part of the reason that you haven't made the choice. But delaying making the choice is also a form of choice. And waiting to make that choice, that is also a choice. So where there's Two Swords, there's sort of two decisions, but really there's three options. There's option one, option two, and option ignore. If that makes sense at all. And this Two of Swords is choosing option ignore. And so what I'm feeling is that it's telling you not to choose option ignore. So then let's see, what lessons do we need to learn to bring more love into our lives? So we have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. And worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And these are from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And I will probably link all of the cards that I use in the description box. So with this empathy, perhaps what you need to do is I think that what you need to do to bring more love into your life is you need to work at seeing the other side of this situation with this conflict. You need to be open to the ideas of a new way of thinking about things, a new empathetic way of thinking about things. You need to find the right balance in your life. And then with worry, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. This really, to me, goes with this. Worrying about what will happen after you make this choice will not change what happens when you do finally make the choice. Worry will not change that outcome. Worrying about it will not change anything about that outcome. Make the choice. And then we also have to, what changes do I need to accept or even embrace in order to bring more love into my life? And for these, we have prosperity and youthful folly. So what we need to leave behind, I'm feeling, is this youthful folly, this impatience, perhaps, immaturity, and perhaps here's something about this option ignore. This is not the mature choice. This is not the mature choice. The mature choice is actually making the decision, choosing one of these options. Make the choice and leave behind this youthful folly. And so what this says is, so this is good fortune and express gratitude by supporting others. So, but perhaps I'm feeling like in your case, you need to let others express their gratitude to you by supporting you. You need the support in your life. You do need to find the right balance, but you also need this, you need this community that is joyful. This card really, this particular card, so I am Catholic, and this particular card actually reminds me a lot of baptism at my home parish, which is always this joyful celebration of welcoming a new person into the church, into the body that we are together. And there's something that we sing that is, oh, let me see if I can remember it. It's, okay, I'm gonna try to sing this. This may or may not work, so be kind, please. Up from the waters, God has claimed you. Up from the waters, child of light. Praise to the one who called and named you. Up from the waters into life. So that is what we sing at my church when people are baptized. And this card just reminds me so much of that. And that joy of being in a community and welcoming new people into the community, and yeah, just find that joyful community that will support you. Look around you, look for where it is already in your life that you're maybe not seeing it. Okay, and so then what I am also going to do is I have these archetype cards that I actually made myself. And so I'm going to pull a couple of these archetype cards for you to see. Oops, that's okay. So let's go with the one that's like flipped over. So let's go with the monk, the pioneer, and the architect. and also the Destroyer. So these are the archetypes that perhaps you need to do some work with. So we have the Monk, the Pioneer, the Architect, and the Destroyer. And so maybe do some work with these archetypes, maybe do some journaling, maybe just go inside yourself and ask yourself, what is it about this archetype that I need to work with? What, perhaps it's not all of these archetypes, perhaps it's only one of them, whichever of these resonates the most with you. If there's more than one that resonates with you, that's fantastic. But just go inside yourself and just ask yourself, like I said, what is it that you need to work with about this archetype? Okay, so I'm gonna also pull just a few, thank you, a few last cards for you. This is from the Crystal Visions. This is from the Crystal Visions Tarot. These cards are from the Tao Oracle. Do we have any more messages for... I feel like there's... there we go. 4 of Cups. So we have the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Fool. So with the 4 of Cups, there is dissatisfaction. Oh, hey, we have the 9 of Cups twice. Wow. So with the 4 of Cups, there is dissatisfaction, and I feel like this is where you're at right now, is this sort of place of dissatisfaction with what's going on. So what you need to do is you need to just take the leap, take the dive, jump off the edge of that cliff. Not literally. Not literally. Figuratively. Jump off the edge of this cliff with the Fool. And you will end up with this contentment and deep happiness of this 9 of Cups if you just work on diving in and finding the right community that will support you. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Group 2. That is all I have for you today. Please leave me a comment telling me what resonated with you, what didn't resonate with you. If you have requests, leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Yeah, I really appreciate you watching this video. So thank you so much, and peace be with you. Hello to my amazing, wonderful people who chose pile number 3 with the clear quartz and the rose quartz. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the Shadowscapes cards. So we have the Knight of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. I love this 6 of Cups. Isn't that so cute? I think it's so cute, with the holding a tea party for all of her stuffed animals. So let's see, with the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. They are both ready for battle, but they're not charging right in. They needed what? What did they need? So with these cards, what's needed is some reflection on your childhood, perhaps on your inner child, and on what your inner child was protected from and what your inner child was not protected from. What you were and were not protected from as a child. So maybe do some reflection on that. And so with this Knight, there's, for me, the message of be careful, don't just rush headlong in like these foxes are. Be like this beastie, waiting, ready to charge at any moment, but waiting for the right moment. Okay, I'm going to move on to the cards from the Fountain Tarot. So we have the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have the Ten of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, and again we have the Six of Cups. So really what I'm seeing here is that you need to work with your inner child. You need to be open to what messages your inner child has for you. If you work with tarot cards, there is an excellent Healing Your Inner Child spread by Emerald Lotus Divination. If you are interested, I will link that in the description box. Excuse me. So with this Eight of Wands, there's going to be some swift movement. See, with these wands over here, there's some sense of waiting, but with this Eight of Wands and the King of Wands, there's this sense of movement, of sort of unstoppable force, of something is coming that you can't stop, and it might lead to feeling like this. It might lead to you feeling like this, but this is not the end. This is the end of a bad cycle. The end of a bad cycle. And the opportunity for the beginning of a new one, a good one. So, again, with this, we have the Six of Cups twice. I mean, this card is just one of my favorite cards in any deck, and these two are totally gorgeous. So really you need to pay attention to to your inner child, and what is your inner child telling you? Like what do they need to be protected from? What these this Knight and this 9 are both looking towards the past. So what is it in your past perhaps that you were or were not protected from? What is it in your past that maybe you need to be protected from now? Maybe there's something in your past that that is traumatizing and that you have perhaps suppressed somewhat. But there are also going to be those happy memories of your inner child, of that sort of being a child and that experience. Yeah. Okay, so the Anna K, with the Anna K Tarot, we have Judgment, so a wake-up call. So come out into the light. So come out from this 10 of Swords energy and move into the light. We also have the Ace of Rods, or the Ace of Wands. So wow, there is a lot of Wands energy, a lot of fire energy in this in these cards. And then we also have the 10 of Cups, which is this peaceful it's just this peaceful energy of, here I am, life is good. And so what I'm feeling is that this 10 of Cups energy is what you are going to get to when you leave behind this 10 of Swords and come out into the light, when you work on healing your inner child. And I feel like it might go pretty quickly, working with that work. It's not going to be over quickly, but I feel like if you work on your inner child, you'll see results quickly. Okay, so moving on to the lesson cards. What lessons do we need to learn? So we have Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Isn't that beautiful? I love these cards. These are from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And all of the cards will be linked in the description box. So with these, let's see, we need to push through. So the 9 of Wands is also a card that sort of speaks of perseverance, of like fighting over and over and over again, and you keep going back because it's what you have to do. Just persevere through this time where you are in this 10 of Swords energy, and you will get to this 10 of Cups. You will. And then with this Balance card, you just need to, you need to balance. You need to see how she is balancing on this stick. This Ace of Rods girl is crossing between two like they look like cliffs. I mean, that aren't that far apart, but they look like cliffs that she is crossing between just on this stick. So she is brave, and that is what you need to do. You need to be brave like this girl and just do it. But you also need to do it with balance, the way that she is doing it. So then what changes do we need to embrace or allow to happen? So we have great power, and this is from the Tao Oracle, and approach. So let's see. So we have let's see, what is it? So with this great power card, you need to have the self-confidence to do this work. You need to find the right balance, but you need to, this takes skill, this takes a power, this takes a certain kind of power to do. So what you need to do is this work of healing your inner child and finding out what it is that perhaps you have blocked off from your inner child. See, there are two defenders there's two lines of defense between this girl and between this little kid and whatever it is over here that is scaring her. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to find a way to heal this child, and in a way that will allow her to keep having these fun tea parties with her stuffies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull a couple of archetype cards for you, and these are archetypes that you could work with through journal prompts, or journaling, or guided visualizations. That was a lot, so there's one. So we have, the Divine Child. So that is one of, ooh, there we go. Like I thought, repeats. The reason that I didn't do these is because I thought there would be repeats, and lo and behold, I think it was either group 1 or group 2, because I haven't filmed the other ones yet, that also got the Monk. I'm feeling like there's at least one more for us in group 3. The Champion. And this is another repeat. Any more? No. Okay. So then these are your archetypes. We have the divine child, the monk, and the champion. And what we're going to do for, we're going to do just any last messages for group 3 with my clear quartz. There we go. We have the 3 of Pentacles working together with other people. So maybe what you need to do for this healing of your inner child, maybe what you need to do is find someone that you can work with, someone like a therapist or a counselor who can, oh, thank you, who can help you with your inner child work. Okay, I feel like there is, yeah, one more. So then we also have the Hanged Man, which is surrender, release, letting go, being in the moment. And then we also have the 5 of Wands, which is conflict. So perhaps you are feeling conflicted, but really what you need to do is surrender to the experience. Surrender to the experience and heal your inner child, and that really will help you to bring more love into your life. Thank you so much for watching. That is all I have for you, group 3. If you liked this, leave a thumbs up or a comment. Please tell me what resonated with you and what didn't resonate with you. I would love to hear that. Yeah, just namaste. Hello to my lovelies who picked group 4 with the amethyst and the rose quartz. Let's just jump right in and get started with the Shadowscapes cards. So we have the Lovers. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Swords. Let's see. So what I'm seeing with this is what you can do to bring more love into your life is really, with this 6 of Pentacles, this is all about flow and about giving and receiving, and it can be material, but I think in this case it really is about giving and receiving love and giving and receiving, just that energy of caring. So with this Lovers card, there's a partnership. It could be a romantic partnership, but it could also be a non-romantic, more of a friendship, sort of partnership. Although with this Lovers card, I think it probably is a romantic relationship. So with that, you really need to be open to what your partner is giving you. You need to be open to the love that they are giving you. You need to be open to the ways that they are showing you that they love you. And you need to maybe figure out what ways they experience love the most. So maybe do a little bit of research into love languages, and figure out what your partner's love languages are, and see if you can sort of work on accommodating that. And giving your partner love in a way that they will really experience love from that. We also have the King of Pentacles, who is like inside of a tree trunk with this dragon at his feet, and I love this. I love this picture. It's so beautiful. So with the King of Pentacles, I'm really feeling like the King of Pentacles is very sturdy, and I'm really feeling like this is someone in your life. Like maybe this is your partner, maybe this is a more paternal figure in your life, more of like a father figure. Maybe this is an uncle, or I'm really feeling like this is a man in your life. Who's just very steady and very giving. My own father actually has a lot of King of Pentacles energy. So this is a person who's very generous with themselves, with their resources especially, but also with their love. This is a person who cares very deeply for you, and so what you need to do is you need to be open to receiving the love that this person has for you. We also have the Knight of Swords looking towards the future. So with the Knight of Swords, there is this idea of sort of like protection, but this Knight of Swords he's looking at his sword and not ahead of him, but he's sort of like rushing ahead heedlessly, not paying attention to where he's going. And I think that this may be a little bit of a warning for you to not be like this Knight of Swords, or if there is someone like this Knight of Swords in your life who just sort of rushes into situations without thinking, maybe that is a person who is maybe not someone that you should be spending your time on and spending your heart on. Okay, let's move on to the Fountain Tarot cards. So we have the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, and the Four of Swords. So let's see. So there's a choice that you have to make, and I feel like maybe this might be connected to this Lover's card, since they're both the first card in the sequence. So maybe there is a choice that you have to make concerning your romantic relationship. With the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess, I really feel like you need to sort of go in, and also the Four of Swords, you need to just sort of go internally and really rest and reflect on what will serve you best. And I mean, spend a little bit of your reflection time thinking about be the best for the other person in this, the other people in this situation. But do spend a lot of time thinking about what will serve you best, because it is not selfish to want. It is not selfish to want things. It is not selfish to want goodness for yourself. So yeah. So we have the yeah. Okay, so then from the Anna K Tarot, we have the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Star. So with these cards, we have some healing that needs to happen. Maybe it is healing in a relationship with one of these people, with either this King of Pentacles or this Knight of Swords. So there's some healing that needs to happen. You need to really sort of take stock of what you have and what you're working on, and what is growing and what is not growing in your life. And then you need to leave behind the things that are not growing, even if they're things that you love. If something in your life is not growing, is not you see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but these cups are full. These cups are full of, I think, wine. But this person is leaving anyways. This person, like, there's something there that, there's something here that really does sort of fill up those internal reservoirs. But this person is leaving anyways because they know that there's something better for them. So maybe in connection with this Lover's card, it means that and also with this Two of Swords, it might mean that it is time for your relationship. If you are in a relationship, it might mean that it is time for this relationship to come to an end. That what has happened that will serve you has already happened, or what can happen that will serve you has already happened, and the relationship is not serving your higher good anymore. Yeah, so it might be that. It might not be. But I'm feeling like for some of you it's going to be that. So moving on to the lesson cards, let's see what lessons we have. We have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. These are beautiful. Really beautiful. Expressions. The art is beautiful, but these I'm going to call them mantras because I can't think of the right phrase. But these mantras, these affirmations, that's the word, are also just so beautiful. So really set your mind to working on growing your ability to express love for others, and see where that is growing and where it is not growing, and then leave behind what is not growing. So we also have in what changes do I need to embrace? We have abundance and waiting. So this is what you need to embrace. We have abundance and waiting. So this waiting is about right timing, moderation, restraint, perseverance. So really keep working on what it is that you need to work on. And what is it that you need to work on? You need to work on how you express your love to others. And then with this abundance card, inner riches, generosity. Be generous with your love. Be generous with your love, and feel, there is something that makes you feel, or at least for me, my experience has been, when I get to express my love for someone, it makes me feel incredibly rich. And yeah, so there is that inner riches that comes from expressing your love for other people. So really what I'm seeing is that you need to work on perhaps learning more about the love languages, and I'm not an expert with the love languages, but I know that one of my like expressive love languages. So there's sort of two sorts. There's the expressive love languages, sort of how you show love well, and then there's receptive love languages, which is how you receive love, or at least that is how I think about it. I think that the test really only does like receptive love languages, like what love language works for people to show love to you, not I think it doesn't actually show how to figure out what love languages you are good at expressing with. But one of the love languages that I'm really good at expressing with is the like words of affirmation, and just like telling people like, hey, I love you. Yeah, so then let's get you some archetypes. So these are archetypes that you can work with in your journey. Let's see. These can go as well. Okay. So these are what archetypes you can work with as you unfold your, there's one. So we have the damsel and the friend. Let's see, do we have any more? I think we have maybe two more. The scientist. One of those just flipped around. Is it this one? What's this one? The explorer. So what we have here is these are the archetypes that, so it might not be all of these for you, but whichever archetypes resonate with you, spend some time working with them. So we have the explorer, the scientist, the damsel, and the friend. And these are archetype cards that I actually made myself, and I will leave a link to the blog post in which so you can actually print these and make them yourself if you want to. So then what last messages do we need in group 4? That one, the world. There's going to be this sense of peace and completion when you get this, when you are able to to show your love to others. Okay, there we go. Ooh, we got 3 more. So we have the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the King of Cups, as well as the World. So with the 7 and the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Swords is about taking the resources that you need, and the 9 of Swords is about fears and anxieties, and perhaps being comfortable with your fears and anxieties, and so, oh, let me actually show you these cards. We have the World, the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the King of Cups. Yeah, so with these cards, we have we have this take the resources that you need, like use the resources that you need, but only the resources that you actually need. And then with this King of Cups is all about the emotion and feeling, and this feeling of abundance and inner riches that comes when you are able to show others how much you love them. So I hope that you found this helpful. Please, if you liked this, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment telling me what resonated with you or what didn't resonate with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Peace be with you. Hello to all of my wonderful, beautiful people who chose stack 5. Thank you so much. So let's just get right into the cards. So let's start with the Shadowscapes deck. We have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Wands with her beautiful harp, and we have the 9 of Cups. Let's see. So with these cards, what you need to do to bring more love into your life. Let's see. With this Knight of Cups, you really need to go after your emotions. You need to see how he looks like he is on a quest to figure out his emotional state, to find this state of like perfect contentment that really is exemplified in this 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is all about appreciating what you have, and sorry, that's the 9 of Pentacles. Another great card though. The 9 of Cups though is about it is about appreciating what you have. But it's more about appreciating what you have in your emotional life than about what you have in your sort of more material life. So really sort of go within and search out your emotional state and your emotions, and maybe listen to some music to help you with that. Maybe, spend some time out in nature to help you with that. Nature is very healing. Nature is very healing. Let's move into the cards from the Fountain deck. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Moon, the Eight of Cups, and the Fountain. So with these cards, the Fountain is really all about source energy, all about it's the divine from which we all come from. So with the Fountain, I think what this is saying, especially with this Eight of Cups right next to it, is what you need to do is you need to maybe leave something behind and go deep within and really search out that source within you of where you can connect with source energy and with divine love. Because there is an ever-flowing spring that is bubbling and joyous and so just wonderfully natural about the divine love. So then we also have the Moon and the Knight of Wands. So with the let's see, the Knight of Wands. So we have two knights here, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a little bit more playful, especially this Knight of Wands. Look at that guy. He is a playful guy. That is someone who, with the Moon right next to it, he may be someone who's a little bit deceptive. But this is someone who, who is being deceptive to you and is very playful. And this is what you need to leave behind. And so you need to, we have this Knight of Wands with the Moon. So that is this guy who is perhaps a person with this Knight of Wands energy who is being deceptive. And then this is someone that you need to leave behind and go in search of that fountain within you of the source energy. So let's move on to the Anna Kay tarot cards. So we have the Ace of Cups, which is overflowing emotions. So let your let your emotions come out of you. We also have the Six of Rods, which is this card about celebrating your achievements. And we also have the Three of Rods, which is about looking to the future and really doing some planning about what to do next. So with these cards, let's see. So so you really need to celebrate your achievements, and you need to maybe look at where you are, look at where you're going, look at the path that you're on, and sort of take the high view, the bird's eye view, maybe, of what path you're on and where you're going, and really see if that's a path that you want to be on. And if it's not, then just leave. It's okay. It's okay to just go. So then we have some lesson cards. So these are lessons that you need to learn to help you bring more love into your life. So we have Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. We have Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And we have Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So maybe there's been some times in your life where you have really been blaming other people for things that really are your responsibility, for things that are So, you know, if other people's challenges are having an effect on you, that, you know, that's one thing, but you can't, well, I mean, you can, but blaming other people's challenges for impinging on your life is, and then holding grudges against them for that, for the path that they're on, is not helpful. So really just, you know, forgive and, you know, let the energy flow, you know, get rid of the like blockages in the energy, and just let the energy flow. And, you know, and maybe you just need to leave the situation. So then we also have, what changes do I need to embrace or accept? And these are from the Tao Oracle, and we have the family and innocence. So perhaps this innocence is you. Perhaps this. So I love this card. I think it's just so beautiful. So perhaps you have been just very, very trusting of people, of perhaps this Knight of Wands character. And then maybe this Knight of Wands character has been deceptive, and maybe you have been having some resentment towards him, or been blaming him for things going wrong in your life. And maybe this is a member of your family, but if I'm feeling like maybe it's not a member of your family, and yeah, go back to your family. Go back to your family. They love you, and they will accept you with open arms. And I know that that may be difficult to accept for some people. So I just want to say again, go back to your family. They will accept you with open arms. They will. So let's grab some archetypes for you. These are archetypes that you can work with perhaps in journaling, or however you want to work with them. If any of these archetypes do not resonate with you, just ignore them. But the archetypes that do resonate with you, please perhaps do some work with them. So we have the environmentalist. And then, let's see. So we have the environmentalist, the minstrel, the seducer or seductress, and the patriarch. So I already showed you the environmentalist, but we have the minstrel, the seducer or seductress, and maybe this is that Jack of Wands character, and you're feeling some resentment towards that that archetype. So maybe work on that. And then we have the patriarch as well. So then let me just pull a few last cards for you for woo. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, which is a card about taking the resources that you need. Thank you. I feel like there's one more. So the Seven of Swords, there we go. Thank you. The Seven of Swords is a card that is about taking the resources that you need, and only the resources that you need. So it can be thought of as theft or as dishonesty, but I like to think of it as taking what you need. And then we also have, let's see, we have the Knight of Swords. So wow, this is the third knight that we have in here. We have the Knight of Swords, the Three of Cups, and Death. And Death, so let me just show you these cards. We have the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Three of Cups, and Death. And Death, there is this inscription. So this is an Ankh, and that is the symbol of life from ancient Egypt. And on here it says vita mutatur non tollitur, which means life is changed, it is not taken away. And so I think that really it is time for a big change in your life with this Eight of Cups. This is there's a situation I feel that you really need to leave, and you will be able to find support and companionship and friendship with other people who have had similar experiences to you. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, for clicking on it. If you liked it, if it resonated with you, please leave me a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments what resonated with you, what didn't resonate with you, and yeah, just if you want more content like this, please subscribe, because hopefully I will be doing more of these soon. So if you liked this, please please leave me a comment or subscribe, or leave me a like, or whatever you feel called to do. Thank you so much, and peace be with you.